Yo, what's up, everybody? It's me, Disbearity here. Welcome to Astral Barrens and Cataclysm Dev Diary number 57 for Age of Wonders 4, Rise of Ruin, y'all. So, sorry about this, as always, a little bit late on the news, because, person got work to do. But, anyway, so let's go ahead and head into it. So, hello again. Here's some the other Swift folk. Welcome to another Dev Diary about the upcoming culture pack, Rise of Ruin. So, we'll go ahead and go into the design origin. For this culture pack, we wanted to introduce the theme of anti-magic to challenge parts of the meta that currently exists within the game. Damn, the meta, crazy. Stacking transformations and unit enchantments to create super units and an overabundance of spellcasting by combining sources of casting points. We decided we wanted something environmental that was different from the low magic warlords tomes. Furthermore, we wanted to complement the more mobile strategic gameplay of the new nomad culture and introduce a new line of units that countered heavy use of magic. Combining this all together was a narrative-inspired radiophobia and nuclear anxiety, a post-nuclear fantasy with excessive spellcasting experimentation, with magic creating some kind of enormous disaster that eroded realms, and making them hospitable or inhospitable to magical beings and making future spellcasting dangerous. Putting all those elements into our development cooking pot, out came the Devouring Winds crisis. Ooh, crisis. Makes you think of Stellaris. Crises. So the Devouring Winds. The phenomenon called the Devouring Winds is a destructive tempest spanning an entire realm. These winds siphon magic and twist into new unpredictable forms and culminate into fractures, which are tears in fabric of mana and magic itself. How could such a terrible anomalies come to be? To find out, you must investigate the realms that are rumored to be source of Devouring Winds and investigate the archaic collective of wizards known as the Unmakers. You can start your own journey either on new realm template called the Fractured Realm, or to make your own realm affected by Devouring Winds with echoes of the Fractured Realm trait. Let's dive into what all this means in terms of gameplay. You know what though? This kind of makes me feel like we need a time-based like magic or something like that. I think that'll be pretty cool. So the crisis. When starting in a realm with Devouring Winds, a cataclysm meter is added right beside the minimap. The number at the bottom of the meter shows us the current level of crisis that in a vertical progression bar shows the progress towards the next cataclysm. Whenever you cast a world mass spell with the crisis active, the cataclysm meter progresses, increasing the amount of cast points that were spent. The progress towards the cataclysm is shared between all players, meaning everyone contributes to the meter together. Once the meter is filled, boom, a cataclysm triggers. So with that said, as you see right there with the boom there, boom. I love that, actually. It's pretty cool. Cataclysm. The cataclysm is a realm-sized explosion that targets specific provinces on both surface and underground. Not even you mofolk are safe. It destroys whatever was in the center of the province that spawns a fleeting fracturing infestations. But don't worry, the Devouring Winds do not deliberately target a city's cores or ancient wonders. Improvements can be disconnected, however, are fair game. That'd be kind of cool if it like destroyed or a good size of your population of your city. I mean, that will really hurt, but that would make it functionally pretty badass, honestly. So then we have the fleeting fracturing infestations, or temporary infestations that spread Astral Barrens terrain and are inhabited by mana-starved units such as the Fractured Evoker. So this is the Fractured Evoker that we have here. Mana-starved units become stronger when attacked by magical attacks or spells. They also apply mana drain and disrupt on enemy units. The former status effect disables any magic abilities units have, so support and battle mages beware. So that's the kind of creatures inhabiting the fractured infestations. What about the new terrain type that it spreads? And that is called Astral Barrens. The Astral Barrens terrain type is similar to the desert terrain, primarily consisting of sand and mountain features to create a landscape of windswept erosion where magic is siphoned completely. So you guys can check out the screenshots there. So any nodes present in the Astral Barrens will instantly get ruined and cannot be restored until the Astral Barrens is gone. The primary way to get rid of it is by destroying the fracturing infestations that spread the terrain. In addition to ruining nodes, all mana income is nullified in the province, and the origin unit, magic origin units cannot regenerate in the world map, while within the Astral Barrens in general, it's a bad time for anything magically involved, which is great. Meanwhile, in combat, several fractures are present that apply disrupted amount and mana drain to units passing through them. They also multiply whenever someone casts a spell. Wow. So then we have strategic magic effects of the Astral Barrens earlier in development were even harsher than previous effects were. All units could not regenerate HP. Magic origin units instead lost HP every turn. All units mana upkeep was increased by 100%, and all mana income is inverted, meaning that any mana you gain in the province would be instead lost. You know what though? I think they should bring that back as an option for even a harder map. I think they should. Let me know what y'all think if they should do that. All this turned to be too much as players were somewhat forced to head into the terrain to get rid of it. So we decided to tune it down so it's still a terrain to generally avoid, but it wouldn't ruin your entire mana economy. If you accidentally walked into it with a full stack of summoned units for one turn, a whopping mana income from a SPI turned into a mana black hole when the province converted to Astral Barrens. One effect that the Astral Barrens will still retain though, and hasn't even been mentioned yet, is that it adds 20% chance for spells to backfire. Now that it's the new term we haven't heard before, let's talk about it. Okay, so hopefully that means like when you try to cast a spell, you can damage yourself. At least I hope. Let's see what they're talking about here. One personal favorite mechanic in the game is spellcasting or catastrophic failures. They make Magic truly feel like playing with fire, but powerful but dangerous. Since we are looking for ways to challenge the spellcasting meta, we thought it'll be fun to introduce our own version of the mechanic. This is the way that's reliable. So the spell backfires was created. Whenever you cast a spell, now Age of Wonders 4, you can get a chance for the spell to backfire, such as when casting inside Astral Barrens. So summon a random single tier 1 scout, and that'll be summoned 20 to backfire. When you cast a spell to backfire chance, you'll immediately be informed the spell has backfire. If it did, a new effect is added to the spell, where this is where our unique twist on the mechanic comes into play. Because our spells are data driven, we actually check what kind of targets the spell had, and new effects that can affect those targets. If you target a unit, for example, we can simply add a healing effect to the units that were affected by the spell. If you target a position, you can instead turn that position on fire. This is different other versions of this mechanic in which unrelated events are applied and do not interact with the spell that was cast. Okay, I see what they're cooking with right now. Of course, some spells are very unique and have a very specific target requirements, or they simply apply a global effect. In those cases, we have plenty of fallback effects that can always be added and usually target the player that casts the spell. The Devouring Winds is one of the major source of backfiring chance, as each level a Cataclysm meter adds 10% chance to all spells, both world map and combat. However, cunning Gaudir may find ways to counteract this or weaponize it by venturing into one of the faded regions of the Unmakers. So the faded regions, similar to the Merida realm trait, the Echoes of the Fraction adds a set of faded regions to the world map, which can be explored to uncover who the Unmakers were and how the Devouring Winds came to be. Unlike the Legends of Merida realm trait, however, these do not contain multiple sets that rotate, but a single set of 4 regions. Below are some spoilers for the faded region, so tread lightly, or else skip ahead and leave the mysteries to be uncovered. So, well, what I'll do here is like, look, if y'all want to look at this, y'all definitely can. But if not, again, y'all might want to skip ahead and see what else to talk about. I'll probably put a timestamp for you guys to get an idea. Okay, so let's take a look here. So like for the section here, so since the name of the culture pack is Rise from Ruin, the experience so far with the Crisis has been one apparel. We wanted to give players something to strive for and reward with the tools to combat the Crisis. This is why we created these fractured faded regions and award players to clear with the artifacts. Each faded region comes with specific challenges and tells a story that shines the light on the origin of the Devouring Winds and the Unmakers who are responsible. The artifacts players can get at the end of each faded region are creations or Unmakers experiments. Now, I think this is like, wouldn't this be like the first time in Age of Wonders 4 history for a Crisis? I think they should continue to do more Crises, or actually go back in older DLCs and reintroduce Crisis. I think that's what they should do. What might these artifacts do? Well, for one, they allow you to manipulate Devouring Winds to your own benefit. For example, Devouring Wind Rose will make all backfiring effects added to your spells be in your favor, adding positive effects when targeting your own targets, or adding negative effects when targeting the enemy. But that's not all. Collect enough of these artifacts, you can gain the ability to fully wield the Devouring Winds, choosing to either heal the realm completely or weaponizing the winds and achieving a new victory condition, the Cataclysm victory. So that's the end of the spoiler here. So as you can see, there are plenty of challenges available for you and master pack up your settlers and set sail for the nearest fraction realm when the Rise Ruin drops on March 9th. All right, so I'm gonna uprate this because I like what I'm seeing here. Let me know what you guys think though about the Rise of Ruin DLC that's coming out. Are you guys excited for it? Is it interesting, you guys? Let me know, because I'm literally liking what I'm seeing here. Dead ass serious. I mean, they're adding crisis to the game, so I'm with it. But again, let me know in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching. Thank y'all for your support, and I'll see y'all for the next one. Peace out. Much luck, everyone. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like and also hit the bell notification down below. Thanks for watching.